Hey, how are ya? I'm painting, but this was actually me painting a few months ago. So, hello from the past, except now it's me in the future, and you're here. Okay, moving on. I just never did the voiceover, I don't know. I just give up on things. I've talked about this before. I gave up on this video, and here I am. I'm back to it, okay? I come back around. Sometimes I don't, but I do. And sometimes, here I am. I don't know. Sometimes I see stuff. I saw this, and I'm kind of in my YouTube posting era again where I want to just put out a bunch of videos. And so I saw this one, and I'm like, all right, let's finish this up. Okay? So when I originally did it, I must have been in a I don't care mood. And you know what? That's okay. But this one, I already did the watercolor on it. You didn't get to see that. I don't know why you didn't get to see it. I'm sorry. You don't care. But I am outlining it in colored pencil, having fun, and watching these back, not to say the same thing again, but I was also in my bedazzling era, okay? As you don't see them yet, but I'm adding rhinestones and pearls to everything, and then also there's a bunch of others in this video where I add beads to them. It's really fun. And watching that back, I was like, wow, I want to do that again, but you know what? I can't be focused on a million things at once for my little brain. Right now I'm focused on something else. We'll get back around to it when it feels right. I love the blues here. I forget about blue, but blue and green, what a fun combo. And I can see that I'm adding little, you can see, I don't know why I just said I can see. It's just a weird lead up to that, but I guess because I'm trying to remember what I'm doing, because this was a while ago, and I'm like, what is that? But I can see that I'm adding little color pencil blobs, and then I put the rhinestones over the blobs so you can see the color through the little rhinestone. And see, the rhinestones were kind of a flop for me because came on this giant sheet, and they looked holographic, but it's only because the backing sheet of the whole sticker sheet was holographic. Is that how rhinestones work? Okay. I don't know. It's because when I ripped them all off, they were clear. I thought they would stay together at least. But it doesn't matter. So they're still fun. They're a fun little square shape. They're still shiny. And I can just put whatever color behind them. That's cool. I also added pearls, as I do. I love these pearl stickers. They came on the same thing. This is what started this whole thing. Is I was at Michael's looking for something else. I don't even go into Michael's that much anymore because I don't like going places. But I also just like order online when I see a sale. I hate the shopping center that it's in too. It stresses me out. It's on the opposite side of town. I don't like driving. We don't need to get into that. But I saw the pearls on a sticker sheet, and I just had this idea that struck me, and I said, I want to use those in a painting. I'll figure it out later. I'm getting them now. But I got the rhinestones with them too. But stop saying but. Sorry. I try to catch that. But I say it anyways. I could have cut that out, but I'm not going to. No, I am adding gold. Here's why. Because I love gold, and gold, every time I don't know where to turn, I turn to a gold paint pen or gold paint. And it fixes whatever I'm questioning every time about the painting. And with this, I needed another chunky thing on there because we have all the flat watercolor, but then we had the chunky pearl and rhinestones, and so I added the chunky acrylic paint. Plus the shiny gold goes with the other shiny things. Oh look, we're moving on. Cool. One thing about these videos is you never get to see the finished product with the ones where I'm doing a lot of things at once because I'm making things all the time, and I set up my camera whenever I'm doing anything, and then I just have all this random footage that I'm like, okay, I gotta do something with this now. So I just put it all together, but then we don't really see. Because when I do a video about just one big painting, I show you it at the end. Oh look, I'm looking at color palettes. Look at these. These are beads. and they're fun. Okay, we got the bigger centers, and I just did random ones everywhere because I wanted to do little flowers off of them and then just leave some out. But I'm doing this orangey color. I guess I found a color palette that I liked. That was from the app. Let me find it. Everybody be calm. Coolers. It's like colors, but with another O. Coolers. I love looking at that. And I just need inspiration sometimes for color palettes. And I'm still sticking to my same colors. But I was also kind of going with, especially you'll see when I do the leaves for this, a bunch of these. I am matching that. What is that color? It's not pewter. It's like, because it's also kind of gold. It's like a pewtery gold. Oh look, fun beads. These are so fun. I just want to rip them off, you know? Do you have that same urge to just like scrape your fingernails down that paper? Because I do. But I did. I did do that. I glued these earlier and now I'm adding flowers. I'm doing this fun blue-gray. Again, I'm matching the beads because I can't help it. I get inspired by whatever's already on the paper. What can I say? But because I wanted it to look cool. Yeah, good word. Cohesive, I guess. You know, because already you're questioning, hey, why are there beads on this paper? You're already questioning that a little bit. But if everything matches, then it looks cool, like I said. And also, I don't have to think about a color palette because I'm just matching off the vibe of the bead. So that's what I'm doing. That's super cool. Oh my gosh, stop saying that. I'll try. I am talking to myself. Oh look, we're on a new one. Now these beads, I used this, it's like blue, purple, shiny, but also has some black, but also it kind of has a gold tint on certain parts, or maybe I made that up, I can't remember. But I added the little gold beads too. So I did purpley blue leaves. That's not true. Purpley blue flowers. That's what I meant to say there. I know you don't care, but like, can I share this with you because it's on my mind right now, and what else is there to say except what's on my mind? This is my podcast, so what do you want from me? I'm just kidding. Kind of is though, because I feel like I'm only talking about art, maybe 10% of the time. Because what do I know? What do I know? I'm just doing, you know? I'm just doing art. So I talk about what I'm doing, but also what else is there to say? Back to the point though. I was finishing the series and I was so proud of myself because I was reading them back to back and just having a great time. I was getting things done. But imagine my surprise when I realized I was not in the last book. It's kind of the opposite of when you're watching a TV show and you realize you're on the last season, but you didn't realize that. And so it's like, but it's like the opposite but same really sad realization. I've lost track of what I was saying. But turns out there's a 5th book in this series. I was like, no, and it's not out. And these books always leave off of like a cliffhanger. And this last one was I can't even speak on it. I can't even speak. Well, I won't because you won't understand unless you've read it. It's just a bunch of it. I get a little bored, okay? Because it goes over my head and I'm a little dumb when it comes to, it's just that I don't care about certain space aspects and it does not make sense to me. And I'm like, literally, what are you talking about? And some of in these books, it's not even just that. It's just like, it gets a little tedious with certain things. I'm like, get to the point, okay? Can you please? Because all the crazy stuff happens in the very end of the book. So I'm like sobbing at the end of every single one of these books. Because that's when everything goes insane. The last 2 at least. Probably the others It's just, but the characters is what makes it so good. It's, you just write good characters, make me care about them. I've said it before. I'll love you forever. Because I was unwell last night. I still am. I keep randomly thinking about it. And now I won't get the 5th book until this fall. And I won't care as much. That's why I was trying to read them all back to back, because I really care right now. But I'll forget. Speaking of forgetting, I always take notes. Well, I like to highlight, or I like to tab my books, physical books, I don't do it in a real way. I just do one color that matches the cover of the book. And then I tab moments that I like in the book, or that I want to remember, or that are funny, or that make me laugh. And that's it. Because you know what? Right after I finish a book, totally forget it. And I read so many, they all blur together. And sometimes people are like, you should make a book account where you talk more in depth about the books you read. Because sometimes I just do like journal pages of them on my journal account. But I'm like, no, that's the extent I'm sharing. Because first of all, that makes it not fun for me. I think I'm already doing too many videos of too many things that I do. But also, I wouldn't even be able to tell you what the book's about. Truly. I could probably give you one scene that I'm really remembering or that scarred me. But, which I will say, I keep notes. I used to keep notes in a notebook of just my thoughts while I was reading it. Because usually I would get this urge to go on Instagram or find someone and tell them about what's happening, or just give a reaction. Just like, oh my gosh, can you believe this? No, you can't, because you don't even know what's going on. So, but I know what's going on. I won't when I look back on these probably, but I still like to look back at them and it's fun. But I have the Notion app, which I discovered this year, okay? I used to physically write down the notes, and it was a fun little thing for me. But now I do them on this Notion Notes app, and it's so cute because you can put the cover of the book. It has this little cover photo that I match to the cover of the book, and then you do the little information of the book, and then I just do my notes. And I also say like when I started the book and when I finished it. It's fun for me. I enjoy it. And if I forget, I can look back at these. I'm like, oh yeah, remember that moment? Again. I'm looking back at some. They're also, I'm sorry, they're usually funny. So maybe I should share them. Except they would make no sense. For example, I have it open right now. Here's a random bullet point. It says, this isn't funny. It is to me. I'm sorry. It says, they have me bored and then pooping my pants in the blink of an eye. Now, what you'll see a lot in these notes, but you won't see them, is whenever something crazy is happening, I'll say, oh my gosh, I'm pooping my pants. Am I really? No. And this one says, you seriously stupid idiot, OMG. This one says, my boy has wings? 3 question marks. Oh my gosh, and this one says, it says, I'm cracking up. I just got a visual of her in her other form looking like Hibernation Sandy from SpongeBob with 3 crying faces. Because she turned into she had this other like form when she got really upset, kind of like Hulk, but not, because I think she still looked like herself, but she was just like a bulked up version of herself, which reminded me of that episode on SpongeBob where Sandy goes into hibernation, but she like gets all muscly and angry. It was really funny. Okay. Another one says, it says, I don't want to read it, please. I can't. I have to. I don't want to. And then it ends with, screw y'all. So, sometimes you just gotta let those emotions out, and that's how I do it. Because it is all fake, but no, it's not. It's very real in the moment, and it is real to me now. It's not. Thank goodness. Got some scary alien monsters in that. It's really scary. But we will move on from that. And we will say, wow, look at that. I love these. I think this is fun. I added that silver metallic watercolor that I previously hadn't used. And so I was very excited to use it. And I just love how it looks with the beads. Here's another one. See, I did the leaves, the color of those beads. I never got to say that because I went on a tangent. as my lit teacher would say in high school. I went on a tangent, and we're back. We're back now. I'm outlining this one in the dark blue. I think it's very pretty. See, can you see the beads of the bigger ones? They're so pretty. They're like blue and purple. Also, my head keeps getting in the way. Whoops. That's alright. Here I go. I'm just doing my thing. I wonder when this was. Who's to know? Actually, some of these are still listed from whatever restock I put them in. I remember I took a long time to list them because I wanted to make sure they'd be safe mailing them. But this one, okay, now I'm looking at it on the website. This one's gone, but the last one is still on my website actually. In the hand-painted original section. Sometimes the ones that I really like don't ever sell. Or like with the videos, sometimes I'm really excited about videos that I do. They don't do as well. Sometimes I don't really expect anything from a video. That one gets like a bunch of views. And I'm like, alright, you know what? Keeping me in my toes. I like it. I don't actually, but I respect it. But here I am, adding more beads. Sometimes I feel like I need to add more, and so I do. These are the ones in the center, and I'm just adding them in random places. I also just like gluing on beads to the paper, so I will do it more if I want. Oh, look, things are coming to an end. It will be abrupt. I'm sorry. Okay, love you, bye.